Our top stories this week. In Maryland, those pesky free-range parents are in the news again after their kids were abducted by police and trafficked to Child Protective Services and given back to the distraught parents 6 hours later. The abduction was in response to a call made by a concerned self-righteous hypocrite who was out walking his dog. And now the parents are going to sue the police and the child protective industry for harassment. In Indiana, a woman murdered her young mother and stole her newborn after posing as a CPS agent. In Australia, the land where parenting skills are judged because of a person's disabilities before they can even learn or even screw up. A Productivity Commission report states that Indigenous children are 9 times more likely to be placed in foster care. The new report says that Michigan is lagging behind when it comes to tracking the state's child welfare programs. In Montana, a group of grandparents are protesting the child protective industry after being cut off from their grandkids. And in Texas, a social worker is going around to daycares and reading to kids so they will trust her later. In California, a new bill will state that the babies of teenagers in foster care should not be presumed to be at risk of abuse. In Manitoba, Canada, the child protective industry is being accused of violating the rights of foster kids who it's keeping in jail. And in Washington, Native American tribes are asking the U.S. government for help when doing background checks on potential foster parents who they place kids with. In England, an inquiry finds that a kid who stabbed his foster mother to death had been teased at school because he was a foster kid. A former British police officer who once tried to become a foster parent to young boys was jailed for 6 years for possessing sickening child porn images. The mother of a stolen teenage girl who was beaten by another foster kid is speaking out just hours after the girl was taken off life support. In California, a foster kid overdosed on a combination of painkillers, antidepressants, and alcohol. And 3 Oregon CPS agents are put on paid leave after a couple of foster care providers were charged with not providing food or medical care for the kids. In Australia, a chief family court judge says that commercial surrogacy should be legalized. And finally, tonight in Texas, a judge denies 2 gay dads the right to adopt their biological sons and list either of them on the birth certificates, even though they each fathered one of the twin boys. For these stories and all the latest dirt on the child protective industry, visit www.legallykidnapped.com. And until next week, this is Baby LK, over and out.